Real Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
One, two, 1, 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rab. You got OG Clee going away on a vacation. Free OG Clee. You got Corner Barber.
What's happening, y'all?
And today we got a very, very, very special guest. Now, this guy, if you ever heard a group called Totally Insane, if you ever heard rapper named Selsky, if you ever heard RBL Posse, if you ever heard 11-5, if you ever heard Black Dynasty, if you ever heard probably the second biggest weed song ever, in my opinion, Bammer Weed, which was recently sampled by Wiz Khalifa, and I think it was in Grownish, some shit like that. This shit still making its round.
Yeah, we went through hell with that. Got it done.
For the clearance? Okay.
Not even the clearance.
We got the legendary TC in this motherfucker, man.
What's up, man? What's going on?
TC.
What's going down? Yeah.
What's up, TC?
Would you be considered a super producer?
Man, I don't care about that shit.
Yeah.
I make a beat or two here. We had some
What you
fun,
considering,
man.
Corn?
Right.
Shit, all them accolades you got is pretty much a super producer, but
I appreciate that, brother, man, for real. But I don't be tripping on that. That's my problem. I don't be tripping. Everybody else,
you're more humble with it.
Shit ain't
Yeah,
nothing, you know what I'm saying?
I think I think that's the magic in hip hop though. Like when you initially start any of this shit, you start for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You want your partners to shine. You like,
Man,
you know. What
we
I'm saying?
wanted to get some broads, man. Come on,
Right.
man. That's all we was doing it for. Like,
So in the beginning, it wasn't even about no money because you didn't know money could be made. It was
nobody
more
care about that, man. It's
Yeah.
like, man, let's go get drunk, have some fun, get some broads.
some broads.
Shit, we found out this shit travels. Oh, it was over. Once we figured that out, man, we was like, shit, we out here, man. Let's go get these broads and make $1 or $2 here and there, but
Make some money here.
tripping, man.
Yeah.
For real.
So, I got to give you the No Vultures disclaimer, right? Mm-hmm. So, we started a podcast because we seen a lot of other podcasts out here, right? But they was doing shit like from their perspective or where they from. Like we all hip hop inclusive, the culture, but we don't really have, of course, outlets. I heard you speak on that before. We don't really have all the tools necessary or the know-how like everybody else, so we get kind of stuck behind. So we wanted to keep up, at least as far as media go, and covering our history, our present, and our future. You know what I'm saying? So, but we trying to start with the past because we can't keep going forward without acknowledging what got us here.
Appreciate
You know what I'm saying? So
because it's needed. Like,
yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
Like you can't just start
The new process
shit
without
from 2000 to it don't work like
It
that.
don't work
A
like
lot
that.
of shit happened to make
new
make
shit
sure
happen.
this new shit niggas get money and all this shit they doing now.
Yeah.
A lot went on. A lot of people got robbed. A lot of people lost their lives and shit like that to get it to here. So
For sure.
I really try to like reach out to some of the youngsters every now and then and let them know, man. Like it was a process, man. This shit was rough.
Yeah.
Like
So part of that, and part of you saying that in our disclaimer, what we claim is that we don't, we've been beefs talked about on here. We off camera, we just talked about Big Block, RBL. We just talked about that situation we had here, and what we try to do is shed light and humanize us as rappers, as black people, as the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because we in America.
Yeah.
You know how they look at us. You know what I'm saying? So TC, man, born and raised where?
I'm born in Berkeley.
Born in Berkeley.
Born in Berkeley.
Never knew that.
What's that? Alta Bates.
Damn. I don't think nobody know that, TC.
I didn't know Alta Bates was around that long.
Yeah. Stayed in Oakland for about 6 months, and then we moved to Fillmore.
Okay.
Stayed over there for about a year, and then it was all Hunters Point after that, man.
Okay.
Is that where Seaside? Is that where RBL and all them was the same project, or was it a project you was in?
I never lived in a project.
Okay, it wasn't a
This is
project.
where it all gets a little manny with me. I'm not from the projects. I had moms, pops.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had all that shit. We stayed in houses. I'm down the street. I'm at the bottom of the hill. All them niggas live on the hill.
Okay.
So
Was it? But I mean, I don't know how it is, but I'm saying this is 70s.
When we moved to HP, it was about 73. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that, but them niggas is in the hood at the top of the hill.
Some of them niggas wasn't born yet.
Okay.
I'm a little older than.
Yeah, but I'm saying for your age demographic, for niggas that's actually from the projects, because all projects basically really started as some type of army shit, right? Or some type of army housing.
That's basically
There
what
was
Harborough was,
Yeah.
like army barracks and all that stuff, Oakdale, all that stuff.
You're right. So that's
Military.
what I'm saying as far as like being in a house, your family was pretty much stable. Yeah.
Mom's worked at the college, man.
Okay, yeah. So you was good. Yeah.
Pops was a musician and he worked for the airport. Man, this is my stepfather. He raised me, but basically, he worked for the airport. Mrs. backed up.
He was
After
straight.
that,
Yeah.
all guitar player, all that shit from when I was born all the way up.
So usually that's my next line of questioning is your musical history. As far as I'm gonna say is I usually ask about the soundtrack to your life.
Right.
So before we go into pop, being a musician, what was it like as far as like what you heard or what you was listening to, what you was influenced by?
Come on, man. I got 8 brothers and sisters. So just from being a youngster listening, the family always had a band.
Right, your family, because you had a historical family.
Yeah, Pops played the guitar, my brother played the bass, my other brother played drums.
Okay.
The other 2 brothers kind of like just messed around with everything. So it was just always music. Cousins introduced me to reggae at 4, 5 years old, shit like that. Just funk through the house all the time. Sunday, mom's turn that gospel on.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about.
We
the
got to
church
clean
and all
up.
that.
You know what I'm
gotta clean
saying?
up.
Now she never forced us to go to church though.
Okay.
She never did that. But that Sunday morning when you
She
get
let
up,
you know God was in the house.
come on, man, smell that pine saw.
Pine saw kicking.
And all that
Everybody
shit
knew
going
about
on.
that shit. That pine saw kicking. You gotta
that
know.
good
it's time to
gospel
clean.
music playing on the component set. That the big thing with the needle. And the, yeah.
So
Like a
so
piece
as
of
far as Pops, like just being in the house and playing in a band, I mean, did you get to go to the clubs and stuff with him?
that didn't happen till a little later. But they had a lot of outside gigs. Pops played with a band called the Fats Gangs Band.
Okay.
Fat game.
Fats Gang, yeah.
Was that blues? What kind of music
It was
that?
big band music. So it was pretty much
Like Cab Calloway type music.
exactly. But they was pretty much doing all cover tunes, and they put out an album too.
Okay.
And it's on YouTube, I think. Yeah, Fats Gangs Band. Yeah, but
That's
Pops
crazy.
played in that. My brother played in that. Played the bass. My other brother played the drums.
Wow.
And that's kind of like what kicked it off. And then they started doing the blues with this guy named Curtis Lawson.
Okay.
How old was the brothers at the time that was in the band?
The brothers
If Pops
probably,
was-
when they started, they probably about 12, 13.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was Fillmore still like at that point going? I mean, historically, Fillmore's supposed to be a jazz area. Was it still
I
popping?
don't know. Because we got out of Fillmore quick. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We moved from Oakland quick, and then we moved from Fillmore quick. So everything I'm talking about now.
I'm saying, but Pops didn't play over there.
Yeah, Pops and them played everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They played everywhere. But just trying to remember some of this shit. Like most of that, all that shit just happened like in Hunters Point. Like,
Yeah.
when he was jumping around trying to just figure out their way around, you know what I'm saying, where we gonna stay, where we gonna live. They got tired of renting a little spot in Fillmore. They was like, man, it's too many of us. Let's go get this house. Moms went and bought the house. We was gone.
Yeah.
That's what's up. A lot of people didn't have them kind of opportunities to go purchase no home.
Right back then, no.
Yeah, and they was stuck in a jail.
Well, actually, no. It was easier back then. What am I talking about? Shit. If you had a job,
Yeah.
Frisco wasn't really discriminating shit back then. So if you had the money, they move you right in. They
Move you
wouldn't
right
trip.
in.
Purchase
So
the house.
the actual neighborhood of Hunters Point and not the project was a middle class
Yeah.
working neighborhood. You're like blue collar shit.
Bayview Hunters Point.
Yeah.
Yeah. We stayed Bayview, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were running to the knuckleheads, what, like at the Boys and Girls Club or community center?
Man, at school. Just, different schools, yeah. Boys and Girls Club, playing hoop for hollows. Like a lot of them cats went to Catholic school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
a lot of gangsters went to Catholic school.
Yeah, we going to public school. Our school didn't have a team or whatever when I'm about 7, 8 years old. So we go down to Hollows, a couple of blocks away.
Yeah.
They got a team. So we started playing CYO, PAA, all that old type of shit. So I met a few cats out down there.
Yeah. By the time you start getting older, right? I heard you say previously in other interviews and publication that because I love to highlight equipment, right?
Yeah.
Like so, a Casio keyboard with a 1-2 second sampler.
You remember the little keyboard?
The little
dude
one.
sold him on Hustle and Flow?
Yeah.
Exactly the same one. And the motherfucker had a sampler on it. Oh man, we used that
right.
Man.
Did them had a drum pad, little things on
had the
it?
little pads on it.
Yeah. Nasty sounds on them.
Me and
So
Fly
it did the
Moore.
drum sound, it did the piano sound, the keyboard.
No, we just used it for sampling. By the time it got to that point with me, it was like probably 88, 87.
So on that Casio, you could sample into the keys and play it out?
Yeah.
Slow it down, play it on a different note?
Yeah.
I never knew that. What year was that?
Like I say,
That's
87.
old school technology.
Yeah, that was like 87.
And that's when you might have got that motherfucker from Radio Shack or something.
I think Fly Moore brought that in.
Okay.
Yeah, my OG partner Fly Moore. I think he bought that from somewhere and brought it in. Because at the time, I had just got a little 4-track cassette.
Okay.
And then my OG partner, nigga that really put me in the game, my boy Comfort Cozy, he gave me a 505 drum machine.
A 505.
Come on, man.
Not an 808. Nigga. A 505.
He brought me
Nigga.
the 505. We started fucking with the 505. And then Fly brought in the sampler. And we just started, man, just...
Now explain to the...
Hip-hop just took over after that.
But
Right.
explain to the people how do you... Because I think this where Corn about to go. How do you... What does a sampler look like back then? I mean, what does all this equipment? So you got a 4-track, 2-track,
4-track.
got a 4-track.
4-track tape machine, cassette.
So you put the cassette in the 4-track.
Right. And there's 4 channels on there and a master value.
How big was this shit?
About that big.
Okay, that wasn't too
About
bad.
that big. Yeah, it was
So
a-
by the time you had 4 or 5 pieces of equipment, you had a big...
No, what happened, I had 1200s back then. I had got my hands on some 12, everything fall off a truck for me. So I got my hands on some 1200s, mixer. I had the 4-track. We had the little sampling keyboard. And we just started working.
Now this shit is analog.
All analog.
See, because I'll be trying to tell, like, a young producer or beat maker, they don't understand how complex this shit could get if something go wrong.
Wasn't nothing
Wasn't
MIDI,
nothing going
man.
into no
Wasn't
computer at the
nothing
time.
MIDI, wasn't no computer, none of that shit. So
Yeah.
I'm talking record 2 tracks, drop them down to 1. Record 2 more tracks, drop them down to the other one. Take those 2 tracks, mix them to 1. So now you up to what? How many tracks is that? 4 tracks
4
on one
tracks
channel
on one
now?
channel.
Okay, now we got 3 tracks left. Same process. 1 track and bounce it. So we probably get about 8 tracks, 12 tracks out. You know, we work it like that.
Damn.
How long would
we
that
do it.
take? Because that sounds...
It don't take long. I mean, just
Days?
The only
Hours?
problem, just a couple hours. The only problem was because since it was analog, you had to listen to the complete song.
You couldn't go back.
Yeah. You know, now you just do it, cut it, paste it.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that. So, but the main trick was running the drum machine and looping the shit on the turntables live. That was a skill in itself. Like,
Is this why the same hip hop break beats was used over and over and over and over?
Do all that shit live, man.
Them niggas rap to the same fucking beat.
It
man.
wasn't no changes, no breaks until niggas got to the studio, real studio. But when niggas was just doing it, it was just 1 track, 1 beat, and you just do your thing. So that's what we would basically do. Collapse the track down just to 1 track, and then we'll just let him fly, do the rest for vocals, and
Okay.
you get 1, 2, maybe 3 tracks for vocals if you're lucky. But we wasn't even, but back then, niggas wasn't doubling, niggas wasn't ad-libbing.
Hell
Nigga
no.
rapping, going for it. You know what I'm saying?
And what I love about Still That Music, because when you, as a fan, when you had to repeat the music, like the reason hip hop is so popular now because it's repetitive, right? So easy to do. But back then, you had to learn your artist's music, right? So the same imperfections you had to learn a breathing technique in order to like your favorite song.
Right.
So the rappers, even in the song, you could hear them breaths in them. Nigga ain't never had it right. None of them songs was ever perfect.
But see, that's what I'm saying. When shit too perfect, it don't sound.
It's weak. Yeah,
not natural.
It's a
gotta
computer.
I got a couple of people I work with now, you take that breath out, leave that shit in
Leave
there,
that shit in there, man.
You taking the life
saying
out of
on
the
nowadays
song.
music?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
taking the life out the song. I don't give a fuck if you off beat a little bit. That's cool. The way these new, the new shit they rapping now,
Right,
nigga,
right,
all off beat.
Yeah, they off beat on
Whatever.
purpose anyway.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Do that.
You do that shit, yeah.
But now the music need to get to that.
Right.
That's why, man. Like, I'm just going somewhere else real quick. That's why I like Jay Dilla music so much.
Okay.
He put that swing on there, so now it ain't perfect no more.
Okay.
But it got life. It's
got
breathing.
life.
It's yeah.
I think,
That type of
and now that you say that, because when I was watching the Super Bowl performance, I said, wait a minute, that's Anderson .Paak on the drums.
You saw that? I thought I was
Because he's that nigga. He's that nigga that'll do that imperfection, that Bruno Mars. People don't even know why they like that shit so much.
Man, that boy is.
You know what I'm saying?
The first time I heard of Anderson .Paak, the Warfield in Frisco.
Yeah.
He was. I just passed by. I wouldn't do. I just seen a line full of white people, and his name was on the thing. I'm rolling with the Anderson .Paak. What the fuck is Anderson .Paak?
Right.
Went home, did my little research. I said, "Oh shit, this nigga under Dr. Dre."
Yeah.
So
That
it must
nigga's
be
different.
something
He
there.
got him. Yeah, he do real production type of shit.
Oh, man, that's
He
a
ain't
bad-
Real
doing
shit,
only
yeah.
beat.
That's a bad boy, man.
Yeah, motherfucker raw. So when now hip hop, like you said, is exploding, right? Taking off. Early on, your heavy hip hop influences was who?
Early, let's see, hip hop. See, I gotta go back now. What kind of turned me like to start really like getting into it? It was like Jimmy Spicer, the Bubble Bunch,
The Bubble Bunch.
Super Rhymes.
Super Rhymes.
Everybody run DMC, the basics.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm talking about early cats
That was that shit, yeah.
that we used to listen to on KPOO back in the day, in Frisco.
Shout out KPOO.
KPOO was, man, KPOO brought you all the shit.
Yeah.
And that little hour, 2 hours you got to put your antenna out the window.
I was just about to say that.
So was that
you
was
gotta
they show-
find that motherfucker. Like you gotta find it.
So they played that kind of music in the evening or in the daytime? They didn't
was
do it all
like-
day.
That was on Sundays.
It was on Sundays, probably about 1, 2 o'clock, I think. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember all the way, but yeah. We would sit at the house and just record KPOO. The whole show.
Even nowadays, they try to put like the little local shit if they do play it. It'd be like on a late night, on a
On
Friday
Friday,
night.
yeah.
But
and
the
shit
problem
like
now,
that.
see, the problem with everything now is too much.
It's politics.
It's so much music.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, who do I play?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, this week I'm gonna put them on. Next week I put them on. But the problem is they don't take polls to see which songs they actually like it, so you can keep coming back to them songs that
Right.
they digging to get a local cats a chance. That's what I see like with that shit. It's like, yeah, you played it once, but you not even found out if the people like it or not. They
People
ain't
like
really,
it, right.
You gave them a shot, but you just sitting around. You're not asking the people, well, do you like this song or not? Or, at the end of it, give us a call. Put them on for rotation, that type of shit. That's what they not doing. But I'm going back to KPOO, man. KPOO, man, between that, the first time I heard, shit, I don't know why, but this is a little later when they play Check Out My Melody, Here Be His President, all that shit. Man, but I'm way before that. But I'm just saying,
But I know what
It's
you
just-
mean because I'm gonna tell you why. Like I probably was like I'm that type of hip hop fan.
Right.
Like I was way too young to be anywhere I was at, but I was.
You was
It
lit.
fucked my life up.
Right.
Like and everything was rap music to me. Like nothing. So like I could remember hearing Check Out My Melody for the first time out of car, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
what is that?
What is it? Knowledge is born and my name is the R? I'm like, this nigga is a genius.
I got
Am I
mad
lying?
because when they put the album out, they remixed it. I'm like, y'all need to put
Yeah,
the old version
yeah.
back on. Like,
and even paid in full when it got commercialized, they did that weird
Really?
mix where it was no lyrics on
I
it.
still go back to the old version.
Yeah,
I don't play
yeah,
this.
yeah,
That-
yeah.
Pump that bass.
Yeah, pump that bass. Yeah, that was like, you know what it was? I think they was having a and you could correct me because you was older than me to know. It was a house music explosion at the time. So they was doing a lot of that, even with Soul to Soul. I remember when they dropped. They was adding a lot of house element to their shit.
Trying to get in the clubs.
Yeah, trying to get in the club.
I get it, but that's the one they was pushing commercially when they should have been pushing the other one and just let that one go.
Let
to
that
the club.
one rock.
Let it
Yeah,
go to the club
yeah,
DJs.
yeah.
And shit. Yeah. But like influence, man. Like I say, Supermax out of Frisco. My brother and my partner Cozy, that like I said, that put me in the game. They was called the IPMCs or something back then.
IPMC. And now is that the same as the later on? This is Ill Mannered Posse.
No,
totally different.
Totally different.
See, you
Totally
fucking me up.
different. Totally
fucking me up. Okay.
See, IPMCs never put nothing out. The Supermax did. IPMCs, my brother and them, keep it real. Them niggas got caught up in the dope and shit.
Okay.
So
they
kind
kind
of
started
fell
off
off.
as a hobby, but then they start making money off the dope.
The
music was off the
making
table.
money. No, they started smoking.
Yeah,
it got different. Yeah, it got different. Right.
Everybody was.
Like
shit.
I said,
Yeah.
love you, bro. Love
Yeah.
you, Coles.
Yeah.
Still love you, bro.
Yeah, they both back now. They both doing good. IPMCs, Supermax. Who else I had back then? Shit. Probably the main two. Crazy Rack. He was part of the Supermax. Y'all know Crazy Rack.
So all these people out of
he did a lot of
Frisco,
Too Short production back in the day.
Right.
These are all cats that used to be around, man.
Not over in the Oakland side?
Nah, it's
like, because
Frisco.
you wouldn't branch
All my
over here
stuff
yet.
is Frisco. I ain't never touched Oakland.
Okay.
I ain't never been over here to do nothing musically. All my stuff was in Frisco. All my people was in Frisco.